Good morning, everyone, and a very happy Sunday. A very warm welcome to everyone on today's segment for health and wellness. So, today we are going to talk about diet, how to manage with food habits, good habits, and nutrition. Just so that to remind everyone that this is a general information segment and it is for everyone. So if you have any particular condition or if you have any particular question, we do recommend that before taking whatever you see the information into action, we do recommend that you consult your doctor, and for any personal advice you can reach out to our dietitian today we are going to talk with, or whoever you are comfortable with. So today we have Sumiti Gupta on board with us. Welcome Sumiti, good morning.
Thank you, good morning.
And we are going to learn a lot about managing our health through proper diet and nutrition. So Sumiti, tell us more about NutriCare and what you do about that.
Good morning to everyone, and hope you're all enjoying your Sunday. Gayatri, I'm a registered dietitian here, and I'm a registered dietitian from the United States. At NutriCare, we provide nutrition counseling, lifestyle management, diabetes management, and overall wellness for the general public, all age groups, and also for any different chronic conditions. We also make sure that all the information that we share with you is all evidence-based, and it is very essential these days, especially because of the COVID, that we want to be more wary of what we are eating and what kind of a lifestyle we have. So at NutriCare we offer all these services. I myself, I'm a lifestyle balance coach, and we work on managing a lifestyle, because as we know, it's not only about the food that we eat, but it is a lot more that goes with the food. So, unfortunately people tend to focus, so when it's a dietitian they talk about diet and diet plans, but that is exactly not the case. So it's a lot more to that. And we also provide saliva testing, genetic testing, which kinds of gives us a more deeper insight into your health, and based on the results of the testing, then we can identify which foods you should be taking, which you should be avoiding. So there are a lot of services we offer. Most services you would be able to claim through your insurance, but then there are many who don't have any kind of insurance, and we work with all types of clients. So pretty much, NutriCare is like a one-stop shop, and we also identify based on your needs what kind of supplements you might need, and we do make sure that you get all the evidence and safe kind of supplements. So we have our own supplement dispensary which you can access.
That's great. That is really interesting. So we are really going to be benefited with today's segment. To begin with, we have a few concerns regarding diabetes. This is a very popular, I would say, conditions in South Asian community, and especially people from India. It's a very common condition. So I would like to address that first, as it's a very common condition. That in diabetes, how do we manage that through diet? And there are a lot of myths, like do's and don'ts of diabetes eating. Like some people say you have to eat smaller quantities but more frequently. Some people say you just don't eat carbs, and you cannot eat sugar. So as a dietitian or as a nutritionist, what is your guidance? How do we manage that, and how do we control that?
Well, that's an excellent question, Gayatri, because diabetes is unfortunately, our piece of cake. And we do see a lot of patients with diabetes. But first thing I want to clarify is, as you mentioned, dietitian versus nutritionist. So we want to understand and we want to spread that awareness. Now, nutritionists and dietitians are two different professions. So nutritionists can, anybody can become a nutritionist by doing a 3-month or a 1-year certificate program. But dietitians go through a very extensive education. So we are university education, and there is a lot of licensing and a lot of education that goes into becoming a registered dietitian. So whenever you are seeking any help or any professional help, always look for a registered dietitian versus nutritionist, because we are kind of the food experts and we can offer you every tiny detail when it comes to food, when it comes to diet and your lifestyle. Now, coming to diabetes, it is true, there are so many myths going around, but the bottom line is everybody is different. So something may work for you, but it may not work for another person. So everybody has his own unique body and unique requirements. We have to work with you individually. But in a nutshell, if I can share with you today, is that diabetes is not only about sugar. So what people start doing is they eliminate the sugars from their diet, thinking that they're doing a good job. So it's not only about sugar. Diabetes is a very complex condition, and it involves a lot of self-discipline and self-management. It has different components to it, so physical activity, your diet, your stress management, healthy sleeping habits. So it is a complete management that we want to do with diabetes. But as far as diet is concerned, so yes, we do not encourage you following any myths that are circulating, like the different kind of diet somebody will promote you, especially in our community. We see that a lot of people follow what comes in the radio and the TV, then diets coming through WhatsApp, and your friends and family are giving you so many fancy suggestions. Oh, take this and then you'll be done. Take Karela and your diabetes will be gone. Take Jamun, your diabetes will be gone. So unfortunately, these are not evidence-based things that we want to follow. So over here at NutriCare, that's what we do. We share with you the evidence-based information, and we put you on a plan which works best for you to manage your diabetes.
That's great. So when we're talking about people and how everybody has their own piece of advice, they say that okay, you have to eat small meals but multiple times, and you have to have certain amount of water intake in a day. Mm-hmm. Is that correct, or no? It all depends individually.
Again, that would be individual, because it depends on your personal habit. So there is somebody who is very much a food person. They get hungry every 3 hours, so they tend to go for eating frequent meals. So if you are a person who are very used to eating frequently, then we put you on a plan which would be every 3 hours or every 4 hours. But if there is no need to eat frequently, we don't recommend people eating small frequent meals. So again, it's an individualized kind of approach that we follow. But the rule is basically you should be eating small balanced meals every 4 to 6 hours. So it is just the right amount that you need so that you're not hungry. And the tip that I would like to share is, if after having your meal, 1 hour after having a meal, if you feel hungry, that means you did not eat enough.
Okay.
So that is the best way to identify that, is my meal size enough for me or not. So many people with diabetes, they tend to start cutting down on their meal sizes. So if 1 hour after a meal you're feeling hungry, then increase your meal size instead of going to frequent snacking in between meals.
And carbs. How big of a role carbs play in diabetes?
Carbs play a very big role in diabetes. So carbs is the big deal, and that's what we want to understand about carbs. So all carbohydrates are not the same, and we really discourage people, like these days it is really crazy. People are just going after carbs, that they are the bad guys and they want to eliminate them from the diet, which is unfortunately not true, because carbohydrates are an essential nutrient in your diet. They will give you the nutrition that you need, they give you the energy you need, they give you the essential vitamins and minerals that your body needs. Without carbs, you will not be satiate, you will not be full, which means you will be craving sugars, you will be craving more food. So avoiding carbs is not the solution, it is the type of carbs that we want to include, and that is what we encourage and rather educate you. So it's not that we give you a diet plan or we tell you eat this and don't eat that. No, we try to educate you and share with you the knowledge, so that once you learn how to do it, then you can pretty much choose your own diet, your own foods. The biggest issue with carbs is it's the simple carbs that we want to avoid. So it's not that, as I said, all carbs are not bad. It's about the type of carbs. and the portion of carbs and the frequency of carbs that you're eating. So it is three things together. It's the timing of your meals, it's the size of your meals, especially the carbohydrates, and then how frequently you're eating them.
So all the combination, you cannot isolate something, target and avoid totally from your meal.
Correct. Yeah.
That's very
We want, we really want to have a balanced diet. All nutrients are essential. So fats, proteins, carbohydrates, these are the three major nutrients in our diet, and we always encourage following a balanced diet. So if you have not seen the new Canada Food Guide, it's a beautiful plate. And I encourage everybody to access it. You can go on our Facebook page, NutriCare Facebook page, and then you can see the plate over there. If you start following that plate, which is suggesting that half of your plate has to be filled with variety of vegetables, a quarter of your plate should be protein, but it should be lean protein, and a quarter of it should be carbohydrates, which is high fiber carbohydrates, then you will not have any problem in managing your diabetes or any health condition or even your weight.
That's great. So since we are a women group, as you know, that it's a WOW women group, I would also like to touch base about women wellness in all, and how to manage that with a proper balanced diet. Most of us have seen that after 40 or say 40 plus people, women especially, have issues with their weight. They're always, they judge themselves with weight. ज़्यादा मोटी हो गई हूँ, ज़्यादा पतली हो गई हूँ, kind of. So and during this time, even our menstrual cycle or menopause, those kind of period also plays a very big role. So 40 to 50, that's a very crucial decade for a woman. How do you suggest that we address and we take care of ourselves, not just weight wise, because it's not always about weight that makes you feel healthy or makes you feel down. It's the overall condition of your health and wellness. So as a dietitian, what is your guidance? How do we manage and take care of our health?
Well, that's another excellent question that you picked. So menopause is a very big issue, and with it comes the weight. So bottom line, first thing to understand, it's that 40 to 50, but then why? And then as you said, we think about, oh my god, like 15 years back I was so nice, everything was fine. What happened now? Well, what happened is because your body is going through a lot of hormonal changes. Unfortunately, you cannot control 100%, but what you can control is the way you eat and your lifestyle. So active lifestyle is key in maintaining a good health throughout those menopause years. Menopause doesn't start when you get irregular periods, but menopause starts a lot before that. We don't realize it, but that's how your body works. So it is actually the late 30s when women should start being more careful of their lifestyle. But to just share a little bit of science behind it is, our body's metabolism is on an uphill trend till the age of 25 and 30. But after 30, our metabolism starts going down gradually. And that is when we don't burn whatever we are eating. And that is where we start seeing the trend of weight gain, a distorted body image, slower metabolism, lazier lifestyle. So those kind of things you will start noticing. But it is because that is how our body works. So our metabolism is uphill till the 30s. And then after that, metabolism starts going down, which means we are more prone to weight gain, and we tend to go through all these hormonal changes. How we can take control of that is, again, a healthy, balanced diet. In our North Indian or typical, South Asian kind of community, in our diets are primarily carbohydrate based. So what I recommend to my patients is, look at your plate when you're sitting for a meal and see what part of your meal is vegetables, what portion of it is carbohydrates, and what portion is protein. And once you analyze that for a week, you will see that almost 80% of your plate is carbohydrates. and that is where you want to work on it. So a healthy balanced diet means getting all the different food groups. So you want to make sure that you have a bowl of salad. So raw vegetables are not an integral part of our diet, and that's where we need to work on. You want to get a variety of fruits, deep colored fruits, and then you want to get a lot of fiber in your diet. So when you have a lot of fiber in your diet, that kind of helps in regulating your body. So your bowel movements are regular, your weight is maintained, and you're more active. So fiber is kind of the magic ingredient that you want to take away from today's session. It is fiber, which is your magical ingredient. So work on fiber, increasing your fiber intake, and then you will see a remarkable improvement in overall health. So for menopause, variety of vegetables and fruits, and getting adequate protein. So that's another place where we lack a lot in our diet, is we don't have adequate protein, but we want lean protein. And another thing I want to mention over here is you do come across a lot of multivitamins and supplements. Okay, menopause time, so now that's the time, so we go shopping on a supplement, it's a grocery store tour, and then we are shopping for this because somebody said we should take this, somebody said we should take that. You don't need those supplements unless your blood work shows that you are deficient in any kind of a nutrient. So please don't get carried away. The only thing that we do recommend, 40 plus, you do want to take a supplement for vitamin D and calcium, because that is when our body's absorption really starts going down, and we want to take an extra supplement. So any over-the-counter vitamin D or calcium works, but again, you do want to consult your doctor, or you want to come to us and make sure that you really need it. And based on your body's physiology and requirements, we can recommend what kind of a supplement you would need to take. So these are some important things we really want to keep in mind. And in addition to that, I would also like to add is the fats. So we did not talk about the fats part, and in our community, the biggest problem is the type of fats we use. So it's mostly ghee and butter, and then lately we have this coconut oil. But yeah, so that's a different story altogether. But bottom line is, so the right type of fats, the right type of protein, and just enough amount of carbs, and with a lot of fiber. So if you take care of all these things, you are pretty much going to be able to manage every phase of your lifestyle. And in addition to that, we have exercise. So physical activity is very important, because that kind of keeps our metabolism up, and it is essential. So the longer you are inactive, the slower your metabolism. So you will not be able to burn whatever you are eating if you are sitting on a couch and not being physically active, as based on our recommendations. So even if you can get a 30-minute walk every day, which I think is fairly doable for everybody, that kind of meets your daily recommendations. So physical activity is an essential part.
So basically what I'm hearing is like people like me who were never active in their life, and I was not so fat, for example. I would just take my example right now. So not an overweight person, and not a physical person, kind of not a physically active person. But after 40, suddenly the weight gain started, and now it's the time that even 500 gram kam nahi dikhta hai weight scale pe. So then I go and blame that it's this diet or that diet, or over-the-counter supplements and stuff like that. And when the doctor recommends to exercise, then that's the argument we have usually, people like me, that I was never physically active, and I never gained a kilo that time. So why now?
Right.
So that explains very well that okay, over the period of time our body changes, and metabolism rate changes. So physical activity, involvement, and all those stuff is like we should include.
Yeah, and that is physical activity. Actually, the purpose is that, like I said, if we are inactive, the number of fat cells in your body is increasing. And with more fat cells or more layers of fat inside our body, insulin becomes more insensitive. So fat जो है आपके इंसुलिन को काम नहीं करने देगा. उससे क्या होगा, आपका ब्लड शुगर लेवल भी बढ़ेगा, आपका वेट भी बढ़ेगा, और फिर क्या है कि आप 20 साल पहले की कहानी सोचोगे कि अरे यार तब तो हम बहुत अच्छे थे, लेकिन अब क्या हो गया, अब यही हो गया. सो ये है कि अंडरस्टैंड द फिजियोलॉजी, अंडरस्टैंड द साइंस बिहाइंड इट, and see every day cannot be the same for anyone. So life is different and we have to deal with the present situation. तो इसीलिए अभी जैसे जैसे एज बढ़ेगी वैसे वैसे हमको लाइफस्टाइल भी चेंज करना पड़ेगा. द अदर पॉइंट आई डू वांट टू इंक्लूड हियर इज जो हमारी जोग्राफिकल लोकेशन है. अब अनफॉर्चुनेटली क्या हम लोग सब इधर तो आ गए, लेकिन हम साथ में खाना भी ले आए, लेकिन जो हमारा लाइफस्टाइल है, एंड दिस इज द की पीस दैट यू रियली वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड. सो खाना भी ले आए, हम लोग इधर भी आ गए, लेकिन जो हमने इक्वेशन उसको बैलेंस नहीं किया. बैलेंस इन द सेंस, जस्ट इमेजिन वी आर हियर इन कैनेडा, इट्स कोल्ड 10 months ऑफ द ईयर, विच मीन्स हमारा जो मेटाबॉलिज्म है वो बहुत लो है. वी आर नॉट बर्निंग व्हाट वी आर ईटिंग. जोग्राफिकल लोकेशन वाइज वी आर लिटरली इन द आर्कटिक जोन. सो अब ठंड में क्या होता है, आपकी बॉडी गर्म रहने की कोशिश करती है. गरम क्या रखेगा आपको, फैट. सो जो बॉडी है उसके लिए फैट सबसे इजी है सेव करना, एंड दैट इज व्हाट इट डज. अब द प्रॉब्लम इज वी आर ईटिंग द सेम वे लाइक वी यूज्ड टू बैक होम, बट वी आर नॉट वर्किंग द सेम वे एज वी यूज्ड टू. प्लस वहां पे गर्मी इतनी होती है कि आप काम नहीं भी करोगे तब भी पसीना आएगा. यहाँ पे आप जिम भी जाओगे तब भी पसीना नहीं आएगा. So it is a huge geographical location difference that we are going through. तो हमने यहाँ के मौसम के हिसाब से अपने आप को fully adapt नहीं किया. So that is why based on your geographical location हमें अपना diet modify करना पड़ेगा, lifestyle और diet. Because see, physical activity is limited in Canada. कितना करोगे, winter आ जाएगी, then we are all stuck in our homes. So we have to, these are the things that we try to work on you on an individual basis. किसके लिए क्या work करेगा, कैसे work करेगा. But this is where you really need professional help because of the individualized needs of every individual.
That's great. Really interesting to know. So while we are already talking about women, so we talked about one phase of women's age. And we are also talking that how 20 years back we were.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about that time now and that age, this generation especially, those teens and young adult I would say, आजकल के उनके जो खाने के habits हैं, I would say they are more lean towards junk food, eating out and not having a, according to us parents, we always feel that they are not having a healthy meal. What is your suggestion toward that? How do we balance and make it more interesting and make them understand that what is the importance? जब भी देखो, they are all, some people who are physically active, they are more into protein shakes and workout and bodybuilding and all. And they don't know once they lose all that what kind of body shape they are going to have. They have absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
Because they are not balancing, I guess, with the meals. So to those segment or those people, what is your guidance?
Yeah, so let's talk about this group of the teenagers or the young adults or the young girls जो कि सब जिम जा रहे हैं, वहाँ पे उनको सिखाते हैं कि प्रोटीन लेना है, all these. So the active kind of the group of teenagers, that is where we strongly recommend that the younger generation should connect with a dietitian. क्योंकि क्या है, जितनी जल्दी आप सीखोगे इन द यंगर एज ग्रुप, जितना जल्दी आप अपने बच्चों को एक्सपोज करोगे टू हेल्दी लिविंग एंड हेल्दी ईटिंग, उतना उनको समझ में आएगा. क्या है कि बीइंग इन द जिम्स दे आर बीइंग एजुकेटेड बाय न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट, और दूसरा वो ज़्यादा फोकस प्रोटीन पे देते हैं, बट इट इज़ नॉट अबाउट प्रोटीन. सो व्हाट हैपेंस, लाइक यू मेंशन, दे आर टेकिंग टू मच प्रोटीन and they are changing their lifestyle. So this is the time, and we really encourage, I personally really encourage the youth to connect with dietitians, because वहाँ पे importance है कि आप जो स्कूल में पढ़ रहे हो वो तो ठीक है, लेकिन जो आपको education चाहिए आपके diet के अराउंड, आपके lifestyle के अराउंड, it should come early on. अगर 50-55 के हो गए फिर dietitian के पास जा रहे हो तो क्या होगा? I see it all the time. Unfortunately, I don't want to say it, but it is very hard. As we get older and older, it's harder to change the habits. But when they are young and tender, they are smarter, they understand. आजकल के youth इतने smart हैं. If you give them evidence-based information, they need logic. They need to understand why. So mom says, okay, बेटा बाहर का खाना नहीं खाना है, fruits और vegetables खाना है, but क्यों? Why? Because it's healthy for you. Okay, so but why is it healthy for me? प्रोटीन, ओके मामा वो जिम में बोला उन्होंने प्रोटीन लेने के लिए, तो ये वाला प्रोटीन ले आना. बेटा इतना प्रोटीन नहीं लेना चाहिए. लेकिन क्यों नहीं लेना चाहिए? लेकिन अब वो मम्मा कैसे बताएगी? सो दैट इज व्हाई इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट टू do that extra investment and connect your kids with a dietitian. That is important because I see early nutrition education is really helpful, and the teens who work with me or work with other dietitians, they are definitely more better off because jada protein supplement is not good for you. It's again a balanced eating. Then coming to fast food and junk food, so ये सब जो शुरू होता है, it doesn't start right when you are teenagers. If you reflect, it starts way back when your kids were very young. जब वो 7 साल के थे, जब वो 10 साल के थे, तो मम्मी पापा ही लेके जाते थे मैकडोनल्ड, राइट? अब वो खुद तो नहीं जाते थे. सो आपने शुरू से उनको इतना ट्रेन कर दिया है फास्ट फूड खाने में. सो द साइंस बिहाइंड हियर दिस इज till the age of 7, the taste buds are 100% active. So that is the age we recommend the kids should be exposed to lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, जिससे कि जो उनके टेस्ट बड हैं उनको मैकडोनल्ड के फ्रेंच फ्राइज की आदत नहीं पड़े, उनको फ्रूट्स और वेजिटेबल्स की आदत पड़े. तो ये जो है इट्स अ लॉन्ग टर्म effect that we see when the kids get into the teens. So we want to start at home. So all these things, they start at home and they start with us. So we want to be the role models. We want to make sure. So again, this is again a different area altogether, and we work with parents, we work with teens, that we want to work on a healthy kind of a lifestyle. कैसे उनको train करना है to make sure obviously we don't want to make life boring for kids. They do need to have fun. They do need to eat outside. That's okay. But again, bringing that balance is very important. बाहर भी खाएंगे तो yes, we train them. Okay, what kind of choices you should go for. Then I see a lot of girls, उनको figure conscious हैं कि हाँ नहीं उनको पतला रहना है, and it's very very sad that we are seeing a lot of young girls going through this weight management thing. So anorexia है, they are like throwing up all the time. खाएंगे लेकिन फिर throw up करेंगे, पेरेंट्स को बताएंगे नहीं, आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा बच्ची को क्या हो रहा है, but they are going through this because उनको figure conscious है. So there it's not only the diet and lifestyle, वो पीछे है, it is a mental health issue.
Exactly.
So they need help. And as parents, we really need to be like, secret cameras. I mean, I'm not suggesting anything wrong, but it is having open communication in your family. Being open, being observant of your kids or teens if you have them at home. उनके साथ फ्रेंड्स की तरह बात करो, सब शेयर करो. ये चीज़ें हमको डिस्कस करना चाहिए at the table, at the TV, like anorexia है, figure issues हैं, health concerns हैं, because बच्चे क्या है वो लोग पेरेंट्स से साथ शेयर नहीं करते हैं. So we want to encourage an open environment, a very healthy environment. So it's not if you are looking at a dietitian, it's not only about a diet plan. It is a lot more. So abhi kya hai, the area, the scope has changed, and the needs of the population has changed, and that is what we try to work with you and help you.
And it's really informative, and exactly like truly said that it is not always most of the time about your health or physical thing. It is also because what you carry in your mind, what you carry as a confidence,
Right.
because and what you think about, like, why let other people keep judging you.
Mhm.
That's the fundamental, I guess,
Yeah.
that is driving them.
Yes.
That is very well said. So while we are talking about youth and diets and stuff, even as an adult, most of us, we are drawn towards these kind of diets which will give us quick results, like keto or like say fat diet
Mhm.
or any, and all those mostly are into cutting carbs, most of them, or high protein, or just eat raw, like eliminate everything and anything and just have raw, because we as humans were not born to eat cooked food. That's their fundamental. You know, so as a dietitian and as a professional, what is your guidance towards how as a consumer now, of course a health conscious consumer, how do we take these diets and what should we look for in case if somebody decides to go for these kind of diets, whether it is healthy to do this? First question. And second is, if yes, we agree on a short term basis that okay, we want to follow this kind of diet, what a consumer should look for concerning their health?
Right, so again a good question. So what kind of diets? We are all, like you said, we are looking for a magic pill, we are looking for a magic diet. But unfortunately, I will bluntly say there is no magical diet on this planet, and there is no magic pill on the planet. So it has to be done the hard way. But as far as we go for diets, there are too many around there. So how you can choose what is best for you? Rule number one, if a diet eliminates any particular nutrient or any particular food group, it is not a balanced diet. So you do not want to follow a diet which is trying to eliminate carbs altogether. You don't want to follow a diet which is eliminating protein altogether. Or you don't want to follow a diet which is सिर्फ fruits खाओ, सिर्फ vegetables खाओ, वो भी ठीक नहीं है. डाइट होना चाहिए जो कि बैलेंस्ड हो, बिकॉज हर एक फूड ग्रुप का एक पर्पस है आपके खाने में. इट्स गिविंग यू अ लॉट मोर देन व्हाट यू सी ऑन द प्लेट. सो इसीलिए डाइट बैलेंस होना चाहिए. कहीं पे भी कोई फूड ग्रुप एलिमिनेट नहीं करना है, बैलेंस चाहिए. The other thing is keto diets you mentioned. So keto diets are gaining a lot of popularity. So किसी भी डाइट के साथ होता क्या है कि आप जब भी कोई डाइट शुरू करेंगे, for the first 1 month, 2 months or 3 months, you see a lot of weight loss, right? So वो आपको बहुत अच्छा लगता है कि हमारा weight loss हो गया. After that, the weight loss slows down, right? And then eventually it will plateau. So that is how our body works. और फिर क्या होगा कि आप डाइट फॉलो करोगे 2 महीने के लिए, 3 महीने के लिए, and then after that it becomes hard for you to follow because you're not motivated, you're not seeing those results, and then eventually you will have cravings. So food group या nutrient को eliminate करने का disadvantage क्या है? Cravings. So then you will get back into eating sugars, you will start adding the carbs, and eventually you will start gaining back that weight. वो पहली डाइट से जो आपने वेट लॉस किया, it's gone. As soon as you stop the diet, you will start gaining all that weight. And then the second time when you try to lose it, it will be harder to lose that weight. Plus you will never, your mental जो उसका torture आपके ऊपर होगा, वो impact is even tougher. And then, it creates a lot more problems for you. With the keto diet in particular, we do not recommend keto diets at all, period. Why? Because they are very high in fat. They use mostly saturated fats like पूरा अंडा खाओ, red meats खाओ, coconut oil में खाना बनाओ, और vegetables खाओ, and just all the proteins. Long-term effects, and we see it every day. So over a period of time, keto diets will damage your liver. So it affects your liver because it's a very high saturated fat and a very high protein diet. So उससे आपके kidneys पे और liver पे असर पड़ता है. आपका cholesterol level बढ़ेगा. So bad cholesterol inevitable है, like within a year of doing a keto diet, your LDLs are going to go up. So that is why we don't recommend them. Plus they are not sustainable because they are not balanced diets. So इसीलिए keto diets नहीं चलता है. हाँ, a diet with the right amount of carbs, the right amount and type of proteins, and lots of vegetables and fruit. So again, individualization. So that's where we will work with you based on your needs to prepare a diet plan for you. So ऐसे कोई भी diets जो बाहर हैं जिनमें कोई nutrient eliminate हो रहा है, वो आप follow ना करें. आपको follow करना है जो कि balanced diet हो, वो important है. Then the other thing that I see, like lot of diets coming from back home, एक वो lentil diet है, सिर्फ दाल ही दाल खाना है. अब दाल ही दाल खाओगे तो क्या होगा, right? So again, you want a proper combination of nutrients because वो cravings नहीं चाहिए. We don't want to lose weight and then regain it back again in a 6 month period of time, because maximum the diet's effect of any diet will last you is going to be about a year, right? And then again, so it is all individualized, but my recommendation is do not follow any diet blindly. Consult the help of consult the expertise of a dietitian before you start taking any kind of a diet. The only evidence-based diet that we have out and we recommend that is the Mediterranean diet. So उसका logic basically वही है, ज़्यादा आपका vegetables, fruits, lean protein and lot of fiber. And the amount या कैसे आपको choose करना है, that unless you work with us or you're with any registered dietitian, that is where you will come up with the right recipe or the right plan that will work for you.
That's really really great to know. One question came from viewer about when we were talking about supplements and that we should not go over the board with over-the-counter supplements, and we should know what we are doing. It's potassium these days, magnesium and intake of potassium and stuff like that. How is it recommended to take OTC potassium, and how to balance that?
Yes, so we really do not recommend taking magnesium and potassium unless your blood test shows that you are lacking in them. ज़्यादा potassium लेने से क्या होगा, आपका heart effect होगा, because potassium directly affects your heart. Magnesium the same way, it affects your overall metabolism. So these are like very key minerals that you don't want to take unless you need them. And your doctor will let you know, or we will let you know, if you need them you take them, otherwise you don't take them. And we are seeing a lot of people, a lot of women, they are going out and starting on magnesium. नहीं, वो सुन लिया है इंटरनेट पे कि magnesium से muscle cramps ठीक होते हैं.
Yeah.
But do you need it? Only if you need it you take it, because too much लेने से क्या होगा, उसका quantity बढ़ेगा अंदर, the levels will increase and the damage they will cause वो आपको दिखेगा नहीं, but it is causing you harm. So unless you need it, you don't take it.
Yeah, one was for bloating. But when we talked about magnesium, they said that magnesium लेने से bloating कम हो जाती है करके. So when people women after 40s and they are going through this kind of conditions, they see that they are suffering from excessive bloating. So instead of going and getting their blood work done and all, they start taking whatever they're reading on Facebook and WhatsApp and stuff.
Right.
So how do you manage bloating with diet, or what is your recommendation? What should be the first step to do?
So bloating could be because of multiple conditions. It could be that you have a GI disorder. It could be that you have some form a gastrointestinal disorder, जैसे उसमें IBS होता है, या फिर कोई और कोई भी issue हो सकता है. So अगर constant bloating रहता है, you really need to first identify the cause. Instead of starting to treat bloating as a condition, because bloating is a symptom, it's not a condition. So you have to first find out कि क्या है जिसके कारण bloating हो रहा है. क्या आप बहुत ज़्यादा आलू और मैदा और ऐसी चीज़ें खाते हैं? क्या आप बिल्कुल फिजिकली एक्टिव नहीं हैं? या आपका कोई फैमिली में कोई इशू है, लाइक आई मीन डू यू नॉट ड्रिंक अ लॉट ऑफ वाटर, और डू यू हैव अ हिस्ट्री ऑफ लाइक IBS, या कोई डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम की कोई प्रॉब्लम है? तो पहले जब तक आप आइडेंटिफाई नहीं करोगे कारण क्या है, हाउ यू कैन स्टार्ट ट्रीटिंग इट, राइट? So इसीलिए please do not go out and start taking something because bloating हो रहा है. A very common cause for bloating is अगर आप too much carbohydrates लेते हो, too much gassy चीज़ें खाते हो, जैसे कि आपका ये आलू है, तली हुई चीज़ें हैं, और फिर आपका मैदे वाली चीज़ें हैं, और there is an excess of gluten, और आप आर यू लैक्टोज इंटॉलरेंट. लेकिन ऐसे ही थोड़ी हम ब्लोटिंग को ट्रीट करेंगे, पहले कॉज आइडेंटिफाई करना होगा क्या कॉज है. So उसके लिए we have it's a special process that we follow. It's called an elimination cycle that we do. So in that we try to identify if it is food related. But the first thing would be to connect with yourself, to identify yourself कि हाँ मुझे क्या ये मैंने खाया तो मेरे को आज bloating ज़्यादा हो, या आज bloating ज़्यादा है, so okay, go back like 2-3 days to see what was, did you eat something different or what did you do. So start journaling it, write it down, because if it is food related, you'll be able to identify it yourself. But the bottom line is, don't treat unless you know the cause behind it.
So what I'm hearing is food journal does help. It's a very good habit one should cultivate. We sometimes feel that we shouldn't, but that's a very good way of keeping track of ourselves and what's happening within our body.
Correct.
Just quite, I know we are running out of time, but just couple more questions we are getting here. First is, are fruits good to eat during diabetes, and how many per day one should eat in a normal condition?
Okay, so seeing the time of the essence, ideally not more than 2 fruits a day. Try to do your fruits in the early part of the day. Do not do fruits after dinner. So after your dinner, no fruits. Whatever fruits you want to eat should be done in the earlier part of the day. सबसे बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस है मॉर्निंग में स्टार्ट करो एक फ्रूट के साथ, और एप्पल लोगे तो सबसे अच्छा है, बिकॉज एप्पल इज अ वंडरफुल प्रीबायोटिक, इट्स अ नेचुरल प्रीबायोटिक. सो इसीलिए फ्रूट्स ओनली 2, मैक्सिमम 3 फ्रूट्स अ डे. गो विद द होल फ्रूट्स. डू नॉट ड्रिंक जूसेस. चाहे आपने घर में भी क्यों नहीं बनाया हो, जूस नहीं पीना है. स्पेशली पीपल विद डायबिटीज, नो जूसेस एट ऑल. वो रूल नंबर 1 है. अगर आप वो फॉलो करेंगे, यू विल नेवर हैव इशू विद अनकंट्रोल्ड शुगर्स. एंड बॉटम लाइन अगेन, सो सिंपल, 2 फ्रूट्स अ डे. कोई भी फ्रूट खा सकते हो, लेकिन पोर्शन कितना होगा हर एक फ्रूट का डिफरेंट होगा. दैट इज वेयर यू नीड टू come to us, and then we can work on the portions with you.
Perfect. And when we were talking about keto and oils, one question was, so is coconut oil not good at all? Because then there are hundreds of people, thousands of people from South.
Right.
They always cook in coconut oil, and that's the culture they brought the culture here as well. And nowadays we are all learning that coconut oil is very healthy.
Exactly.
So do we follow that or not?
Well, you think that I'm to answer it bluntly, no. And if you go back and listen to the whole session again, remember we have to balance that equation. So why it works back south near the tropical world, it's all coconut oil. Why? Because it's very hot, metabolism is 100%, physical activity is very high, because typically people there, they walk a lot, they are more physically active. So and the different ingredients in their diet, they kind of help balance it out. अब अगर कनाडा में रह के कोकोनट ऑयल खाने की कोशिश करोगे तो क्या होगा? Within 3 months your LDL is going to go up. So I mean, you don't need to believe me, you need to just go and start taking coconut oil for 3 to 6 months and then get a blood work done, and you will see it for yourself. Bottom line क्या है? So this is another tip I'll share with viewers, because Gayatri is so wonderful and she's asking just the perfect questions which will help so many people out there. Coconut oil या कोई भी oil हो, so ये आप अगर ध्यान रखेंगे, you will never make a mistake. Any fat which is solid at room temperature is a saturated fat. If it is solid on the outside, it is solid on the inside. If it is solid on the inside, it's not going anywhere unless you burn it off. And how much can you burn? You cannot burn anything, especially in this cold weather over here. तो रूल क्या है? जो भी फैट आपका बाहर जमेगा वो आपको नहीं खाना है. Coconut oil, ghee, butter, and I know many of you will hate me for that, but unfortunately that is a fact and we don't have a way around for it. So I mean, the only I can justify is, okay, अगर आप साग बना रहे हो तो आपको थोड़ा मक्खन या घी डालना है तो डाल लो, लेकिन regular basis if you're doing your cooking in all these kind of saturated fats, definitely not recommended, and there is a whole science behind it. If you are interested, we can definitely share it with you.
Excellent. I'm really thankful. It was such a nice way of explaining it and very easily digestible, that yes, she makes total sense.
Right. Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Sumiti, for spending so much time with us and sharing such a wonderful and excellent information. I'm sure they are all going to be benefiting out of this. So I would really ask you, if they want to get in touch with you personally, what is the easiest and best way, if you want to tell them how to connect with you?
Well, yeah, thank you so much, Gayatri. And again, it's my this is my passion. My profession is my passion, and I really want to help as many people as possible. Well, to reach out and to connect with me, so on the Facebook page, you can easily visit my NutriCare. It's a Facebook page if you search for it, and I can send the link to Gayatri and she can probably share it with you guys. Or you can, call me on my cell phone or send me an email. So these are, let's just keep one channel of connection so that it's easier to connect. But yeah, it was my pleasure. And again, anything that I have shared is all evidence-based information as a professional. And we look forward to working with you and helping you on this journey of your good health.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.